Hello, everyone. A very warm good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, in whichever part of the world you are. And we hope you all are doing great. We are delighted to have you all today with us to get you all started with an extensive training to work on your independent research project. So, today we are meeting to talk about the research internship or the fellowship program. So, to talk about the program, it has been designed to help young researchers and students take the advantage of the bioinformatics resources for analysis of complex life science data and become versed in bioinformatics. The research fellows, being a part of the fellowship program, participate in cutting edge bioinformatics research led by expert mentors. The internship program will offer a combination of online resources and mentor guidance to prepare you and help you complete a bioinformatics project. The platform is a cloud based analytical server used by research labs and independent scientists around the world. I would like to introduce myself first of all. My name is Sonalika Ray, and I'm the OmicsLogic Community Manager. I'm responsible for daily interaction with thousands of users that are a part of a community that is managed by Pine Biotech. OmicsLogic is an international program that is running in 5 different regions with over 15,000 users around the world. And due to this fast growth, our team is working with local and regional coordinators that are helping refine the local program logistics and leverage our online training resources, adapting them to the needs of students and researchers around the world. So, I would now like to take this opportunity to introduce our company and the team for the very first time to those who are joining us. Let me introduce us our company first. We are a US based bioinformatics company who is working with multiple academic and commercial collaborators to develop easy to use analytical tools, and our mission is to make bioinformatics more accessible. The OmicsLogic research based training programs are a result of close collaboration between Pine Biotech and numerous academic institutions that have participated in content evaluation, curriculum review, and project design. The OmicsLogic programs follow a project based learning approach using a research grade tools to analyze data from top peer reviewed journals. The training has been completed by over 15,000 participants from 162 countries in over 300 workshops for 6 different specialization tracks, which include oncology, infectious diseases, precision medicine, neuroscience, data science for biomedical data, and comprehensive training on omics data analysis. As a result, we have acquired professional certification to offer our curriculum and support research projects using our OmicsLogic project-based curriculum. And over the past several years, we have had the privilege of working with a number of organizations developing a training program for research oriented students, faculty, and democratizing bioinformatics, making this discipline accessible to thousands of students and faculty around the world. I'm honored to introduce the founders and the team members of the company. Dr. Alfred Tober, who comes from a medical background with an expertise in oncology, immunology, and biochemistry of information. And one of his major projects is the establishment of the Tober Bioinformatics Research Center, which has been at the core of what we do. Dr. Leonard Brodsky is the director of Tober Bioinformatics Research Center and is an expert in bioinformatics and biostatistics. Our platform is a result of hard work by some of the people mentioned here on the right. Julia Panoff is an expert bioinformatician. Abby Titowski leads the development of the T-BioInfo platform. Dr. Harpreet has an expertise in the application of statistical machine learning techniques on biomedical data. Dr. Mohit Mazumdar is an experienced bioinformatician with multiple publications in peer-reviewed journals, and he has been developing collaborations with universities as a mentor and project lead for OmicsLogic training and research fellowship. Dr. Raghavendran Lakshminarayanan is an accomplished computational biologist with an experience in large-scale analysis of multi-omics data and data science methods in precision oncology and protein DNA structural bioinformatics. So, now to talk about the research fellowship program. A question that comes to my mind, I often think, with so much data available on any biological topic and question, running an independent in silico research project over the winters seems like a great opportunity. But do you have the resources to complete your big data analysis? Do you have a mentor that can help match the right analysis method to the research question? Do you have a community to keep you accountable and provide you with the feedback? And if your answer to these questions is a no, but you are motivated to get something done before May, we are offering a special program that is the OmicsLogic Research Fellowship or the Internship program, and we are here to talk about the very same thing. So let's first of all get started by signing up on the learn.omicslogic portal. This educational portal will help you get started on your bioinformatics journey. As a part of this signing up on the portal, you will get the access to the OmicsLogic courses and also to the programs. You can also explore various example projects by our research fellows in various fields, including neurosciences, genomics, transcriptomics, infectious diseases, metabolic disorders, agriculture, etc. Throughout the course, you will be given directions to access the T-BioInfo platform for bioinformatics processing and analysis of transcriptomics data. The platform includes demo pipelines as well as data management and analysis cloud infrastructure to run bioinformatics pipelines. Different stages of analysis would be performed in different sections of this multi-omics platform. So now let's quickly get to learn.omicslogic portal and sign up so that we have the access to the resources and follow with the mentors. Let me reshare my screen. Here is the link. Thank you so much, Ujasvi, for sharing the link. You can find the link to the learn.omicslogic portal in the chat box. So once you are up there on the portal, you need to click on the login button to sign up on the portal and create your account and get started with multi-omics training. Either you can create an account for yourself by putting in your details, which will include an email ID, password, your details, and also you can sign up using any of the social media platforms. I will be signing up by using my Gmail account. So those who have already completed their sign up can please put a yes or one in the chat box so that I know who all have already signed up. And those who have not signed up yet, please follow the link that Ojasvi has shared in the chat box and make sure that you are signed up. Because today we'll be talking about the resources on the OmicsLogic Learn portal itself, and it will be easy for you to go through them and explore the platform if you are signed up. Thank you, Vishal, Upendra Ashna, and Kirti for the response. I'll be waiting for the response by others as well. Please make sure that you complete your sign up and put a yes or one in the chat box. I can see a lot of you who are signing up. Now, those who have completed their sign up, the next step for them is to complete their profile. Now, I'm just going to briefly explain what a complete profile looks like. So you must make sure that you have a profile picture. It should be a zoomed in picture. Your name should be in title case, that is your, the first alphabet should be capital and the others should be small. Please make sure that it is not in small letters or capitalized, because this is the same format that will reflect on your certificate after you complete a particular course. Also, please make sure that you have connected your social media accounts and add a brief bio about yourself that could include your educational background and also your research interest, which specialization field you would like to work in or are currently working. So, for every coursework that you pick and go through, you'll be able to monitor your progress here on your profile itself. And for the courseworks that you complete, you can see your certificate here, download it, and also share with the world. For every coursework that you complete, you'll be getting some points for it. And you can see your progress and your points or your achievements here in your profile tab itself. Today, we'll be talking about these courses in more detail and how the whole program is structured around these courses, and then how you can work on your research project. So now to discuss about the program structure, and also I would like you all to meet our mentors for the research internship program. So for that, I would now like to welcome our mentor, Dr. Raghavendran, who will be introducing himself. So over to you, Dr. Raghavendran.
Thank you very much, Sonalika, and it's very nice to see so many people and very enthusiastic participation also. Let me find ways to share my screen, and let me make my Zoom talk to my PowerPoint. Okay, can you all see my screen? I think not yet. My Zoom is still trying to find ways to see this. Okay, now I think it should work. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your
Yes,
screen.
excellent. Okay, I think you can see my screen. Yeah, I also got this. So welcome everybody one more time, and I am Raghavendran. I am a research consultant and mentor with Pine Biotech and OmicsLogic, and I'm going to be your mentor for your research fellowship program. This for this session. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to open my PowerPoint again. It just crashed. In my PowerPoint ready. Okay, I think now it is working. Sorry about that. It always happens most of the time, even though I set up multiple times before. Okay, I think you can see my screen now, and I hope it doesn't fail. Thank you very much, and welcome
Yes,
one more
exactly.
time. Yeah, and I'm Raghavendran. I'm a research consultant and mentor with Pine Biotech and OmicsLogic, and I'm going to be your mentor for your research fellowship program with OmicsLogic. So I'm trained in bioinformatics, and I hold a computational biology from Max Planck Institute, Germany. And my broad research interest and focus is on using and applying data science techniques such as machine learning, deep learning applied to integration of multi-omics data like gene mutation and transcriptomic variation and epigenetic variation, etc., etc. So my role in Pine Biotech, as I already mentioned, includes developing curricula and mentoring students like you, for which I'm extremely excited to interact with you all. So let me go through some of the brief introductions of my career so far. So nothing fancy. So I studied, or I'm a basically computational biologist and bioinformatics by training. So which covers most of this black and purple circle in this huge systems biology network. So I did my computational biology in Max Planck Institute, where I tried to build a software for automation of NMR spectra data analysis, and through which I understood a lot of bioinformatics and structural biology of protein sequences. And then from there, a natural progression, I went and joined genomics data in genomics lab in Institute of Bioinformatics and Applied Biotechnology in Bengaluru, where I developed multiple methods for automating a pipeline for NGS data analysis for plants and also for patients and also for mouse models that they had. So from there, my interest shifted towards big data, and then shifted towards data-driven approaches like using machine learning and using multi-omics data, applying machine learnings and AI methods on multi-omics data, where I take the raw sequence data or raw NGS high-throughput sequencing data and convert that information into structured data, and then from which machine learning can learn the underlying relationships between these structured data to identify or to help us classify or help us identify patterns within the subjects that we are providing it so far. That's a very brief overview of what I had in my career so far. So my broad interest lies in cancer genomics and understanding different biology of cancer through machine learning methods and through data science methods in such. Since I'm also interested in working in NGS sequencing methods, so my interest and your research areas and or research focus will coincide very nicely, and I'm extremely interested to interact with each and every one of you during your course of trainingship or during the course of internship with OmicsLogic. That's a very brief introduction about myself, and I will now pass the stage back on to Sonalika for further explanation and further detailing about the research internship program that you're going to be signing up with, and in general, if you have any other queries, you can also contact us. And yeah, over to you, Sonalika. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raghavendran. I would now like to invite Dr. Priya to please introduce herself, and we would then be proceeding further to talk about the program structure of the research internship program. So over to you, Dr. Priya.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Priya Uppal. I am a OmicsLogic trainer and project mentor at the OmicsLogic Learn platform. So regarding my educational background, I did my postdoctorate from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in molecular biology and bioinformatics. Regarding my PhD, so my specialization was in life sciences, particularly in stress physiology, and I did this from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, India. Regarding my master's and bachelor's, again, I did this from GNDU, Amritsar. I have 25 publications so far, which are published in journals of national and international repute. Next slide, Sonalika. Sonalika. Yeah. So regarding my postdoctorate project work, I worked on identification and functional characterization of various transcription factors involved in secondary metabolism in datura beetle using molecular biology studies. So here I purified the transcription factors, and then we worked on basically on MIB transcription factor and its interaction with DNA. So we use various maybe CD spectra and maybe some other approaches and some bioinformatics approaches to conclude this project. And then second project was on cloning characterization and applications of transcription factors from a biotechnologically important microbe towards metabolic engineering of a target compound. So this was basically a secondary metabolism related project. Regarding my PhD, I worked on brassine steroid, a regulated antioxidative defense system of Brassica gentiana under heavy metal stress. So this was basically a plant stress physiology based work. Regarding my master's, my specialization was in biotechnology. I worked on biochemical changes associated with seed development in Vidania somnifera, and I received a Young Scientist Award for this project work. Regarding my project work at OmicsLogic, I worked on reversal of tacrolimus and sirolimus induced adverse effects during organ transplantation using transcriptomic approaches. Next slide, Sonalika. So regarding my industry background, I've worked as a senior bioinformatician at the GeneBox, Mumbai, India. I've also worked as a scientist at EID Pari, Bangalore. And my research interest lies in cancer biology, next generation sequencing, data science, stress physiology, and drug discovery and repurposing. So it's really very nice to see you all here and looking forward to interact with you all. Thank you. Over to you, Sonalika.
Thank you so much, Dr. Priya. It was very nice to listen to both of our mentors, Dr. Raghavendran and Dr. Priya. I would now like to pass on this session to Dr. Mohit to enlighten us with the structure of the research internship program. And also, then we'll be taking up further questions by everyone present here. Over to you, Dr. Mohit.
Thank you, Sonalika. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, and we can also, yes, sir, we can see you, but we can't see your screen yet.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's really nice to see you all, and thank you for taking out time to join this session. And we would also like to interact with you. So please post your questions, as Bhupender has already posted his questions, or similarly, if you guys have any questions that you want answer from, then please let us know, because this is an interactive session and we would like to help you all like address the questions that you have, and that would help you understand what we are doing and also what you can do collaborating with us. Meanwhile, you post your questions. I'll share my screen, and I will also show you that what we have planned so far, and what we are going to start in February, starting first week. Just a second, please. So my screen is visible now to all of you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what we wanted to discuss with you is also about the program that is being piloted in MIT University, but it is also available online to all of you who are not from MIT University, but from different universities across the globe. So this research fellowship program is an amazing program because it is to help students develop research projects, and these research projects are not something that we are doing as a repetition of any project, but it is a noble project, and that is quite a challenge for anyone who is starting with their research journey to start and do something new. It's kind of challenging for researchers, it's kind of challenging for faculty. So we did we will be presenting to you today that how we did simplify all of it and made it possible for anyone to learn and then work on real data sets, work on real project, and come up with really great outcomes. Some of the areas that we are focusing right now is, as you could see listed on the left side of the slide. So we are working on research areas which are really cutting edge and is the need of industry, and where the industry is working on, where the research labs are working on, where the entire research communities are working to help address some of the pressing challenges of the 21st century. So that would be to work on precision medicine, that is to find personalized medicine, to find answers to the questions that we don't know the answers of yet. So finding cure, or finding drugs, or finding information and insight from the data that could help in drug development, that could help in personalized treatment, patient selection, and all of that. And then you've got to learn about many of you know about infectious diseases. So anything that causes an infection could be placed under infectious diseases. Basically, diseases that caused by microorganisms, small microorganisms, could be bacteria, could be virus, could be other pathogens. And then to help with the neurodegenerative diseases, or the diseases that you learn about that is associated with neuroscience. And then we have a really new area of research, which is space omics. So omics as many of you might know about and might not know about, omics data, omics is a kind of technology that helps us to generate very specific and very high quality and in-depth data. That information is something that is changing biology, because what we are getting with omics data is detailed information, very detailed information about all the genes that we have, all the DNA content that we have, all the expression of proteins that we get from a particular time point, and all the changes, that epigenomic changes, the methylation and all, due to which there is a difference in the way we are from, we can we can say that I'm different from all of you, you're different from each other. So how that is possible? That is possible through those minute changes that happens in our genome, and epigenetic factors does play a role in that. Then the application of genomics and all this omics technology, not into just space research where astronauts' health is one of the key thing. Other than that, it is also to get sustainability in food production. How do we do it in a way that could address the huge problem of getting right kind of food and right kind of agricultural advancements that could help us address the issue with poverty and all of that. And then how all of this could make sense for AI, for drug discovery, and how do we apply, how AI is applied, and how machine learning, deep learning, and data science is being applied to all of this type of data, so that we gain the insights from this. So why we use machine learning, deep learning, and data science now and not before? Because many of us thinks bioinformatics to be about finding, doing drug discovery. Many things that bioinformatics is doing developing tools, doing programming, but it is more than that. It has changed over the years, and it is evolving really fast and rapidly. So I believe that all of us should be aware of this, because what we are talking about is about human health, about our own health, about our own well-being. So this is kind of very important in that sense, not just for education, not just for our career, but also for ourselves, our health, and everything associated with that. So this that's why it becomes very important. And it could be like challenging. It is kind of challenging when we started. And then I'm talking about myself. I have a PhD in computational biology. I worked in some of the top institutes around the globe, including in India, and have been collaborated with over 50 to 80 scientists all around the globe, and completed almost 100 projects, and published more than 50 articles. So I've gone through this, and I have understood the kind of challenges that one would face when they start with this and they do the research. And it's really a challenge. It could be really challenging. So to simplify that and to help a larger community of students, like a group of students or an individual student, we have prepared all the things that we are going to showcase to you today, and how this can be used by anyone without the knowledge of coding, without the knowledge of some of the basics, because we prepared all of that in one place. So we have, as you have already met, Dr. Priya, Dr. Raghav, myself, and Ilya is also one of the mentors, who is our CEO, and has been helping a lot of big data projects using his industry expertise, as well as a multi-omics integration using the T-BioInfo platform. So from MIT, we have a few faculties who have designed some of the projects that we will be working on in collaboration with the faculty, where students have an opportunity. Students from MIT University have an opportunity to join these projects. These will be really high value projects, because we are looking for translational outcome and also commercialization aspects. So we will be really helping the students to gain that skill sets to be able to work on high value projects that will be that could be defining for their career. Now, about what we are doing. So we are closing the gap for research and discovery. This is very important because there's a huge gap because it requires skill sets. Then you need to have the right kind of tools to do this. And then you need to understand what is the application. So when you Google or when you go online, many things that it's kind of simple. It is simple if you have experience of maybe 15, 20 years and you know where to find what, because every day you will find that new publications are coming out, a new method is being published. And when you start doing research, you'll find like hundreds of tools available online that one could leverage to do certain things. But what is the right path? That is something very difficult to figure out. And when you do a PhD, when you work for 5-6 years on one problem, then you get to know, okay, after testing so many things, after doing all that hard work, by trying out different things, by exploring different data sets, and then looking for information, reading through literature, you get to know about some of the areas where this could be applied. Now, what difference do we make is that we build this pathway to guide students, to guide researchers, to guide faculty, and also to guide anyone who wishes to learn this, who wishes to apply this, and who wishes to publish, or who wishes to showcase what they have achieved, because those are some of the things that are really important to grow in our career, and also to showcase and to the community that what we have done, and why we bring value to any organization that we are working with. So it's kind of simple the way it is designed. So why would I say that it is simple when it is so complex? Because we try to simplify things. And that's one of our company's motto, is to simplify bioinformatics and made it accessible to all the students that are joining our programs, who are joining these research internships, where we are providing with all these materials, coursework that is available online, and anyone can do it at their at any time. So there's a benefit of doing online coursework, is that you are not bound to just do it at a specific given time, but you will have a lot of time throughout the day where you can just go to the portal and learn in a stepwise manner. And one of the things that we have done in these courses that we have put together, and you can see that here, that it starts from introduction to bioinformatics. So we have basic coursework that Sonalika explained, and that basic coursework enables any biologist, any clinician, or any person who is doing not bioinformatics but from other fields, to learn about what bioinformatics or data science is, and how this is being applied to these different new areas of research. So genomics, it's been used for a while, for maybe last 20 years, but it has come out as one of the brightest field, because it do tell us about the entire DNA content. And there are huge sequencing projects where we are trying to understand what would be the genomic composition of different plants, different herbs that has medicinal abilities, qualities, from different microorganisms, where we are trying to learn about that, what these microorganisms do, how the genes are, and why they cause some havoc, such as that what you see in with COVID-19 and coronavirus. So finding answers is something that we all as a human being are curious about. We are always looking for answers, and those answers gives us, I mean, that inquisitiveness is really what drives humanity to the next level. And we think that if we all can contribute a little bit towards this big reason, then it would be worth a while. So talking about these different technologies, what we do is that we start with, for people who are from a different background, from, for example, computer sciences, many from the art background also join, because they are also inquisitive and they also want to learn and they also want to discover new things. That discovery is not so simple, as you know. Scientists are doing writing runs and like trying their level best to do discovery, and that's what we are bringing to students at a student level, to be able to do discovery. And how do you do discovery? It is data driven discovery that we are talking about. We are not talking about doing wet lab experiments, but the data that is being generated from the wet lab experiments, the huge data is being generated every day. What has changed in last 5 years or 10 years is that the way data is being generated, because it's now high throughput. Now doing experiments is really easy because it's automated, because the technology has changed and technology has advanced. So now we are generating data in terabytes, in megabytes. May that be social media data, may that be any data, like you're wearing, if you're having those smartwatches, it records your heartbeat, it records your oxygen levels and all of that. That is important data, because if you think about that and correlate with other genetic factors, you might find new things. So there's an opportunity to find new things now, because this data is available online on public repositories, because many of the researchers and many of the research grants and all of that depends on that information to be out public, and that's really a good place to start with the discovery process. So what we do is that we train you with the initial training. If you're not trained on these data types, we train you on genomics, metagenomics, and omics data. Not only on omics data, but also how to interpret this data, also structural data. So all sort of structural data, clinical data, you name it, like anything related to healthcare, anything related to biology is now bioinformatics and data science. So it's just not bioinformatics that if you're doing a degree in bioinformatics, then this is the program for you, but it is a program for anyone who's working on the biological aspects, who's working on healthcare, who's working on agriculture and all of that. So then some of the things that you need to do when we talk about publications, when we talk about different type of visualization, presentation, reporting, you need to do some downstream analysis, some information that can be extracted through these programming languages such as Python and R. So Python and R, so we have basic tutorials that anyone can learn from, and those are available as a part of coursework that everyone will get who joins this research fellowship program, where you will learn about where to apply R and Python in bioinformatics. So it is not a dedicated programming coursework, but it is to apply Python and R for data analysis. So that is the basic introduction, which usually takes 2 weeks to 1 month, where you go through this basic training and you learn about all of this. What is the purpose of learning this? The purpose of is to apply this. So this is where we are different from many other companies, because we are working on project-based curriculum, project-based outcomes. So this project-based learning is to be able to work on real data set, as I said. Now, working on data sets. So we also have put together a lot of example projects. These example projects varies from latest technologies such as single cell RNA-seq technology, spatial genomics and spatial transcriptomics, to very basics of SARS-CoV-2 genomics. So you will learn about coronavirus and all of its genome and how to do that genomic analysis, to like agricultural projects such as potato drought resistance. So looking at gene expression. So this technology could be applied to different kind of different kind of problems. And it is not just about these 6 fields that I discussed about, but we are capable of analyzing any data that is publicly available, which is the entire NCBI Geo, entire NCBI SRA. So if you don't know about NCBI is a big repository, or it has a group of repositories where this data is publicly available. So you pick any data set and you want to analyze that data set for certain aspect, we will be able to do that. So that varies from, cancer research, because there's a lot of research ongoing with cancer, and there's a lot of information and data sets are available for that. So one of the objective is to get information from sequence level, and then go to the structural level. So from two-dimensional data, from single-dimensional, two-dimensional data to three-dimensional data. That is the entire drug discovery portfolio, if you could say, starting from a sequence where you're finding information and then building a three-dimensional structure, and then finding cheminformatics, like then you are applying chemistry. All that is possible through this training and research fellowship program. Now, once you have learned about this technology, and here what you're doing is that in the last slide, what you're doing is that you're going through these project examples, which we have put together as courses, project courses. And one of the biggest advantage of doing it on Learn OmicsLogic is that we have simplified it so that anyone can do this analysis. And one of the reasons we are using the Tober Bioinformatics research platform is that it is no code. It has a no code bioinformatics way of dealing with things. So people who do not have a background in coding and would want to do the analysis can do it without any knowledge of coding. But yes, as you gradually learn about all of this, you get interest in like doing more. That's where coding comes in, and that's where you can choose if you want to do coding or not. So these are projects that one can take to learn about how it is done for these different examples, and then what could be done for different new things. So this gives us an idea how to deal with it and what can be done. So this is an important part. This is step 2. Step 1 is where you learn about the technology. Step 1 is where you have learned about the introduction from the very basic. Then you move to different types of omics data, whichever excites you the most. You can choose a track, and then you can move on that track. If it is infectious diseases, if it is cancer, if it is metabolic disorders, any disease that you are interested in, or any project that you're interested in, so you move to that direction. So here you get to do it through the example projects, so that you learn, how to do it and what people have already done. After that, you start working on something that is like a research project in itself, where we are trying to find new answers to a question that have not been answered. That's a really the most exciting part. But to get to here, you need to learn how people have done it, what people have done. There's a literature review. There is a small test that you have to pass to be able to work on a real research project. Now, this real research projects are, as I said, that our mentors are helping design these research projects. Dr. Raghavendran here, Dr. Priya here, Ilya, and all of our team and other mentors that we just showed you. They are helping students to work on how they can come up with a research question. And if not, we already have a lot of ongoing projects. We are an international company where we have collaborators from all around the globe, and we have collaborators from top universities in the world who are where the faculties are contributing. They're working on their own research projects. So there's an opportunity to collaborate and work on those research projects as well. If you don't have your own research project, but you can also work on your own research project, that is really a great thing, I guess. So these are the 3 steps. So very simple. After you go through the steps, it could be in 3 months, it could be in 6 months, you will be able to do what? You will be able to get through this training and learn about these different types of data types. You could find an impactful research topic, and the mentors are obviously helpful, and the mentors are going to help you guide through that entire process to find an impactful research topic. And then there's a weekly meeting that we do where students are presenting their research, and they get their feedback, research expert feedback, and will tell you that, okay, this is the way to go, so that you are on the right path and you can do it in a shorter period of time. So one of the challenges with this sort of training is to be able to get it in a shorter period of time. So a PhD takes 5 to 6 years. This is 6 months only. That is also challenging for us, but we have this entire structure. We have excellent mentors, and we have an amazing platform to cut short this time and to get to that level. Now, that is the entire research fellowship structure. Now I'm going to tell you about the available projects. This is for MIT students. They can work on these some of the projects that have been mentioned by that we have collaborated with faculty and discussed several meetings, and now have structured data sets and structured research questions that one could participate in, and it would be not so difficult because everything will be guided, and also you'll be learning about the logic. It's just not that we will tell you that do this and do this, but why you are doing this, you have to ask that question. It's all question driven. That is what is actually helpful when you join a company or when you go to the next level in your career. So you need to ask questions. You can't be like you. We are not machines. We are human beings. We are capable of asking questions, and that's where this entire process is, to ask questions and find answers. So always ask questions. So these are some of those projects that MIT students can work on and collaborate with us, so that we can guide them through different problems that we have defined with MIT faculty. Followed by that, the another opportunity that I wanted to tell you all about is this research symposium. So it's a free research symposium for those who will be participating. It is for those who would be presenting. There is a poster competition, and there's a small fee for poster competition because we have prizes, first, second, third prizes, like 10 prizes for those who are excelling in this. That is cash prize, and also a lot of other opportunities related to that, because it's also a platform to collaborate with international researchers and faculty. So this is about the research fellowship presentation that I have. Now, I would like to show you in this entire process, which we have on our website. So some of the web pages that I would want you to take a look at. First, you all have gone through this first page, which is the learnomicslogic.com, where we have the courses listed out, the courses that I've showed you, and also that courses have a component of projects. Now, when you log in here, it's a free login. Obviously, many coursework is free, but obviously a mentor guided program with all of that is not possible for make it free. It is something that we are doing sustainable. We are providing these projects and resources which are really expensive to the student community through this research fellowship program at a very sustainable price, so that anyone who is interested can do this and will be able to do this. And on top of it, we are providing additional scholarships for students so that they can also, from a weaker financial background, so that they can also join and fulfill and contribute. So that is about that. So once you have registered here, you can check out the courses. And Introduction to Bioinformatics is a free course that gives you an introduction to these different areas where bioinformatics is applied. And then the next course is Bytes and Molecules. This is also like a free course. And obviously, when you do a free course, you also get a certification. It's just not that it's a free course, so you'll not get anything, but you will get certification that you can showcase. So whatever I was discussing is described in much more detail. So if you had any questions, you can take these courses and learn about what I did just discuss. So may that be transcriptomics, precision medicine, space omics, R language, and all of that. So these are free courses. Once you complete a free course, you will get an automated subscription because you have created a login. So you have your own login, you have your own profile. This is your profile. So this is your profile. You should put a nice picture of yourself. You should tell about what you are up to, and you can add your LinkedIn and all that research gate or Facebook, so that people who are interested in your research can reach out to you through these through these links. We have a huge community here, tens of thousands people. So many recruiter also see this and could reach out to you for job opportunity or an internship opportunity. So having a good profile is very important. Now, about this profile, this also shows you the project. So once you complete a project, it will showcase in the project tab. So you wanted to see what projects people have done. That is also something that you can check out on this website. So you will find student projects. So the students who have completed this research fellowship program have been able to submit their project on the portal that has all the information. So it's a very detailed reporting. Similar report could be submitted to the university. It has an overview, data set, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, references, acknowledgement. So all that information is right here. If you have any question that how this can be done, what kind of people have done it. So undergraduates, postgraduates, PhD students, and even high school students been able to do this through this entire process. So it's not so difficult. If you think that it is difficult for you, I would bet that it is not so much difficult. Anyone can do this. I'm very much sure about it. So that's why I'm claiming this. Now, if you are starting, so how do you start and go to the next level? This page could be helpful. And I'm going to share the link. So this is introduction, finding answers, learn to do bioinformatics. This is an first page, or maybe this page. Both of the pages are same. It's getting started with data science for biologists. Now you do the introduction courses, bioinformatics in R, bioinformatics Python. If you want to, Bytes and Molecules, I've already shown you. These are the online coursework that anyone can do anytime at their own convenience. After the online courses, you can start, this is a nice video that tells all about all of this, recorded by Ilya Brodsky, our CEO. And then you will find all the details. So we have these university collaborations and also academic and industrial collaborations. So Prema's Life Sciences, Pharma Academy are industrial collaborators who are providing opportunities for students for internships and jobs and all of that. So now the steps. I told you already the steps using my slide deck, but I will again show you the steps so that every one of you is sure and clear about what the steps are. So the first step, as you have already created a login. So the first step is just to create a login. And when you create a login and do the coursework, you get points. You get points to when you complete a kind of a quiz, complete a course, and earn a certificate. So basic training is the first step. This introduction to bioinformatics, Bytes and Molecule. Najasvi, I'd like to, it would be great if you can share this link as I'm going through the page. That would be great, or anyone else, please do that. Now, these are 3 courses that one can start with. So ultimate goal is to be able to work on a bioinformatics project with the training. So this is the course that gives you an understanding how to design a project, where these data sets are. Where do you find these data sets online? I told you about NCBI, I told you about SRA, but there are so many other data sets that databases, where you will find these data sets that could help you design a new problem, new research that has never been done before, that could be published. Now, the entire process, again, the intermediate coursework will help you learn about these different technologies. Once you do the basic coursework, this is just the basic part. After the basic part, you come to the intermediate part and you gain points here as you finish. And once you reach 10,000 points, you are eligible for the research fellowship. If you are starting from, you will be eligible for the research project. So as I've already told you, this is the intermediate coursework, and then you have the project examples, and obviously there's a certification. And after that, there's a qualification exam that helps you to, that helps us to learn about you, that which research project is best suited for you. And then these are the 3 outcomes that I've already presented you. And these are the different projects that students have done. So there is also a YouTube video that students have recorded. So you can also watch these videos that are also listed in the next page. So the next page I'm going to show is the research project topics. So the research project topics, let's start with the form. Many of you might have filled up this form. If you have not, please fill up this form. So please, Ojasvi, could you share this link to all of you, all of who are participating in today's webinar? So this is the form that gives us an idea of what your research interest is and where what direction you would want to go to. So we will take some of the entries and we will discuss those in much more detail, but let me tell you how this works. So we are going to ask you about your level of education that will help us design the right kind of material and projects for you. Then we are going to ask you about how long this could be how much amount time do you have. We also need to know that every day or in a week how much time you will have for this. That will also help us know that what could be achieved in that point of time. So these are the information that we seek from you when you start the research fellowship program. Now we are next going to ask you, what is your level of understanding of bioinformatics and data science? So is it like a beginner level? Is it like an intermediate level or an advanced level? So if you have already worked on some of these data sets by yourself on or in some other internship or in your college coursework, then you can choose intermediate and advanced. After that, we are going to ask you about what kind of data analysis interests you the most. So if you have gone through the Bytes and Molecule coursework, which is a free coursework, you will know about what is transcriptomics data analysis, what is genomic, metagenomic, epigenomic, structural, and data science and machine learning. So you, based on that, could choose which interests you most. So this is one field that you can choose. If you are interested in multiple of these fields, you can write it in the text box. So if you're interested in transcriptomics data analysis plus data science and machine learning analysis, you can write that out. And henceforth, you can add more data analysis, not just these listed here. If there is something more that you know about, we can also help you with that. Now, after that, where you would want to apply this knowledge, you can, which problem that you would want to solve. Is it related to the viruses and protozoans or infectious diseases and all of that? Is it like the space research does that interest you more? Because NASA is also working with a lot of these areas, and they are depositing a lot of data sets from the International Space Stations, where these microgravity experiments are going on, and also different experiments are going on. NASA Gene Lab is a repository where you'll find this data, and also SRA and NCBI. So is it space omics? Is it precision oncology? Is it neuroscience? Is it immunology? Is it metabolic disorder? Is it biotechnology or agriculture? So we are going to ask you about that, like which field would you want to apply this? If you don't know, we can also help you out when you go through this intermediate coursework, where there are research projects that we have put together. That will give you a fair amount of idea that which area that you would be willing to work on. So the coursework actually helps in deciding the research area if it is not clear to you. And that is all right if it is not clear. I mean, when I started, I was not sure what I was working on. And as the project came, I started working on those. So that is perfectly fine. If you know what you're going to work on, that is the best outcome, because you have a direction, you have a goal, and you know that this is the area I want to explore. Because maybe you want to go and join WHO, you would want to World Health Organization, you want to go and work in the US under a specific organization, you want to go work in Europe, you want to work in India and help scientists or with research problems. All of that is your bigger vision. To reach that bigger vision, you have to figure out which organization suits you the most. And if you think about that organization, you can check what research they are doing, what areas they are working on, and then you can design a research proposal accordingly. So in this box, you can tell us about that what research title you would think would work best for you, what research proposal that you would want to work on. And then there's an option to schedule a meeting with our expert to explain what I just explained, if you have not if you don't know, and if you're willing to, if you want to learn more from one of our representatives. So this is the form, and now let's go on the top. So what kind of research? There was a question on the chat that was addressed by Dr. Raghavendran from Bhupender. And the question was data analysis is in cancer research. So you will get answers to those questions here, like not all the answers, but obviously we have put together on briefly that what areas this different data analysis tools could be applied to. So we have infectious diseases. You can learn about this different type of analysis that students usually do, but you can also read a research paper and let us know that, okay, can we do this? Can we do this? These are bioinformatics data science analysis. Can we do this? Yes. And we will be able to help you out. So these are some of those areas, but not all of the areas, because that is impossible. Every day new research is going on, but we have listed some of them out so that you get an idea that what could be done in infectious disease research, what could be done in oncology research. And there are project examples. I already told you that. What could be done in oncology research, what could be done in precision medicine research, what could be done in agricultural research, what could be done in neuroscience, metabolic disorder space, omics. And here you will find a lot more examples that you saw, right? It has all the, like, a lot of projects that students have completed, published, and all of that. So from cystic fibrosis to SARS-CoV-2 to cancer, long non-coding RNAs as therapeutic targets for CLL, biomarkers, prostate cancer, cervical cancer, brain metastasis, glioblastoma. You will see multiple sclerosis, again, glioblastoma. So these are different project examples, that you can see for yourself in this web page and decide, like, maybe this is the area that you would want to work, maybe not, but you will get an idea that what people have been able to achieve from this sort of, training and research. So it's just not training, it is training plus research. So obviously that requires some dedication. So it will not happen automatically. We will be asking you to do complete things on time, do reporting, and it's a guided way of doing things. But it obviously is going to help you out to do this in a shorter period of time, which is one of the biggest key advantages. Some of the things that we also do is to bring top researchers from around the world, and you can find that out. I'm not just saying this, because you can see these videos and you can see that these researchers from top universities, what are the research that they are doing, and how you can also, like, someday as you work on your research proposal, could even work with them, or could do similar kind of research. So this is the form to fill up, and then you go to this entire process. So I hope that I've been able to clarify the entire research process. It was a long presentation and demonstration. I hope that clarifies your doubts. And starting February, we'll be starting this entire research fellowship program for new students. So I'll welcome all who would be joining us and start this exciting journey with us to work on research projects. So now we'll be open to research, that it will be open to questions. And if you have any questions, you feel free to unmute yourself, or you can feel free to write it in the chat, or we can read some of your entries and help you understand. So please let us know what is that question that you have. So there's a question here. From Parthasarthi Behera. So he's asking that would there be opportunity to interact with faculty one-on-one? So we will have a lot of mentors who will be helping you with your project. And we have a communication groups. We are a bioinformatics company, but we are also a company who utilizes all the latest modern technologies. So not just this Tower platform, but all the social media platforms. We are available on Skype, Telegram, WhatsApp, you name it, and there's a direct interaction. So you will be able to communicate with us. And if you're genuinely working, we'll be able to help you out. No worries about that. And Bhupender again asks if can other institutions students also eligible for MIT research project? I would say that would be difficult to accommodate, because we are hoping that students from MIT because they would be reporting to their faculty. That would be more convenient for them. But yeah, we will have a lot more research. We already have a lot more research projects that one could join, but that would require you to first show that you are capable of working on those research projects by completing the coursework. And if you're in if you're ready for that, we can also think and maybe accommodate you to some of those research projects. Vishal saying, I have same doubt. Okay, yeah, I think that clarifies. Is this for MIT University students only? No, it is not. It is for everyone who, as I said, it is for everyone. It is not just for MIT students, but MIT students, we have a MOU with MIT University, and with that MOU, we are providing them with additional scholarships and faculty guided research projects. But if you're an expert, and if you show that you have reached 10,000 points and you know about these technologies and you know you've worked through some of the research examples, project examples, then sure, we'll be able to guide you to the research project that interests you the most. Shankar Patil asking, is there an opportunity to work on space medicine? Space medicine, that's quite interesting. With respect to precision medicine, as to what kind of medicine to prescribe, yeah, that's a great question. So yes, we are getting that information. And how do you do precision medicine for space for astronauts? Yes, I mean, that's because they're exposed to high level of radiation. So there are changes that are happening. So minimizing that and giving them proper help is something that is our responsibility. People who are living on Earth, they should be able to help people who are going to beyond Earth to do these exploratory, exploration, because they are living in a very hostile condition. So our job, and that's why NASA, Gene Lab, and all the research is coming in, is just to help in that. So yes, I think that is one of the key things that one would be doing. I'm a PhD student and need advice in my work. How can you help me? So if you're a PhD student, that is, then you're doing a research, then you might have a research proposal, and you can utilize the resources that I just discussed during this call. And then we can help you similar way, the way we are helping everyone. So you can be more specific, Ziad, that what is that, what kind of help do you want? So yes, I mean, if it is related to research, if it is related to bioinformatics, if it is related to data science, we will be able to help you. Yes, Solomon, is this fellowship also for international students? Yeah, actually, we already have a big group in Nigeria, and we have many programs ongoing, and many Nigerians have done this research fellowship with ourselves. Many are doing right now, and I think Nigeria is a great country where researchers are very enthusiastic, and we have a lot of students from there, and also a team there, local team. Can we finalize the project with mentors one-on-one? Yeah, initially you would have to go through the coursework and learn about the different technologies and different type of analysis. And then once you have a very specific research question, then the mentors are going to help you one-on-one. Before that, we have, obviously there's a one-on-one group on Skype where you can discuss that and then schedule a meeting. If it is a research question, then yes, we accommodate. There's a meeting link that you can schedule meeting with the mentor when they are available. So yes, obviously you can do that as also. Yeah, Sakshi, I understand that you are you're interested in neuroscience, but not sure where to start with. That's where we have all the coursework put together. We have projects on neuroscience. We are already doing a group project on Alzheimer's. So there's a lot of opportunity that you can start exploring with the research fellowship. So research is an ongoing process. So I would say that you need to start. And once you start, you will find your ways, because that's how we all have learned, because we started and then we kind of find out, and we are all capable of doing that. We just have to start, and there are mentors to guide you all, guide you, that many of us did not get, so it took a lot of time. So we want to minimize the time, because time is very valuable, and we appreciate that if we can do it in a shorter period of time, with all the guidance and the coursework and the tools, the Tower platform that actually simplifies all of this. And then you can, this is not like, it is not fully dependent, but it is give you the logic of analysis, and then you can do it through any tool that you want later in your career. So it's not to make you dependent, but make you aware of how to do it, and how to do it in a shorter period of time, and come up with really meaningful research, not just any research. No, it is not fully funded, Solomon, because we can give you scholarships, we can make it affordable for you, but it is not fully funded because there are so many resources. If I just count them out, it would be like $500 to $1,000 per project. But what we are doing is really, really like giving the maximum that we could, frankly speaking. Usually I don't say that, but I'm saying this out loud because we are trying our best to make it available for all of you, but it cannot be free because all our time, all these resources, all the people who are here in our company, they are also working really hard to make it possible for you. Yeah, I mean, we will reach out to you, Solomon, if you have filled out the form and the web pages that we shared, we can reach out to you. So we will be starting for February. I'm hoping that many of you register before that, complete your registration. We have Miss Sparsh Dhar here. She is helping students with registration. We have also Miss Sonalika here. She also helps students to understand some of the things. So yes, I mean, please complete your registrations and then reach out to us for all of those things, and we'll be able to help you. How long does it, there is one question from Rakesh. How can we use herbal drug data analysis in bringing up new formulation or new drug? It's a vague question, but I'll take it. So herbal or like, as I said, there are medicinal plants that are being sequenced. So also metabolites from these different plants. So that information is available. Now you have to use that information, and on the Tower platform, you can find, if you have the three-dimensional or two-dimensional structure, which is the SDF or smiley format, you can look for similar molecules, like with the similar scaffold or similar kind of, and then through that way, you can find new drugs. That is one way. I mean, we use also AI and deep learning. That is in an advanced stage, but yeah, for you to start and to reach that, you have to first go through the basics are very important. You have to understand that if you don't go through the basic, you will be getting all those questions like that is getting like that. You can get answers when you go through this basic training, and then it is a stepwise process. Step one is to get basic, and then intermediate, and then advanced. If you jump directly to advanced without doing the basic, then you will be you'll end up with questions that will be difficult to answer. How long does it take to complete 10,000 course point in average? Very short time. 10,000 points, maybe 2 days or 3 days maximum, maybe 1 day if you are like giving a lot of time. So the point system and the coursework is very simple. It is very interactive. You have to read through the coursework, not like long texts. It has a video, graphics, all of that. So we do face this challenge that many students do not want to, read a lot. And there's a videos also there for those. So it is best if you go through the coursework, not just once, but twice, because sometimes it is required. So for you, if you give initially some good amount of time to all of this, I am pretty sure you're going to do really well. So giving a good amount of time initially is going to help you. Okay, are there any more questions? Please feel free to put it in the chat, and we, along with our team, will be happy to help you out. Kirti is asking, can we do drug research by data science and AI? Yeah, that is what this entire presentation was about that only. So yes, we are working on healthcare research, and that involves drug research, obviously finding drugs or looking for targets and all of that. And we are using data science and AI. So exactly, that's what one of the main thing that we do. Zara is always there in our webinars. It's really nice to see you, Zara. You can do through Herbal effects on Dr. Raghav. Can you answer that? I'm not sure if I'm getting this. Herbal effects on gene expression also.
Yes, Sarah. I mean, you can definitely do herbal effects on gene expression also, but although the issue one would encounter is not many excuse me, not many research is actually interested in taking or interested in identifying the effects of herbal treatments or effects of alternative medicine, or trying to characterize alternative medicine through omics technologies. So this is an evolving field right now. One of the reasons could be alternative medicine, and that includes herbal effects or herbal treatment, could be non-specific in nature generally. So this non-specific nature of this alternative medicine lies somewhat it doesn't agree with the very specific intervention of allopathic medicine or allopathic intervention. So that is where to what the omics technologies are actually optimized for. So people are actually doing a lot of work in understanding alternative medicine and their effects on different systems. So excuse me. So we can find some data on that also, but yeah, it is still an ongoing research. So you will find all the challenges that is associated with trying to find data sets and trying to understand the effects and trying to quantify the methods for the ongoing research area. So it is as I mentioned, is still a lot developing. I mean, it is still a developing field now. Okay, let's take another query. Hope that answers your question, Zara. So if one finds an expression data, gene expression data set that studies herbal effects or alternative medicine with respect to a normal, with respect to untreated version or with respect to control, then we can conclude or we can identify the effect of herbal through gene expression levels also. So there is nothing stopping us from doing that sort of analysis. So let's hope that answers your question. Let's take another one. Sakshi asks, can machine learning be used to find antiviral properties of vanillin flavor? What is vanillin flavor? I have to find out. So if it's a, yeah, I have to find out what is vanillin flavor. This looks like extremely specific query. Let's quickly do a vanillin structure. Okay, so aldehyde. Oops, okay. Okay, it is also looks like this is also an alternative medicine kind of. It's an organic compound with mostly aldehydes and hydroxyls. This is a primary extract of vanilla bean. So okay, this is behind the vanilla food. That's interesting. No, I mean, first the antiviral properties of vanillin flavor has to be established by proper biological methods, right? I mean, by experimental biological methods. So machine learning cannot substitute for experimental biological methods. So when we have data, I mean, I will tell you what machine learning can do. So let's say that somebody is extremely interested in identifying the antiviral properties of vanillin flavor. So they take the molecule and then studies its antiviral properties or its intervention properties across several viral interventions, pathogens, and then they tabulate or they record the data. And then when we have the data, or when one has such data, one can study how this structure can influence or can have antiviral properties for selected hosts or selected virus. So then one can use this data to predict whether this vanillin flavor or this structure can be effective against certain virus or not effective against certain virus. So conversely, if one can identify such antiviral properties of a chemical structure, so as Dr. Mohit actually just mentioned, one can generate similar structures for this chemical structure, and then maybe from these structural properties one can postulate or one can identify whether machine learning can interpret these structural characteristics to identify similar leads or similar hits that might have or that could give us a good a short list of compounds that look like vanilla or vanilla compound, vanillin flavored compound that might have antiviral properties. So without the underlying data, machine learning cannot generate data. It's a data science method. So for that to be effective, we need solid data. So when we have solid data, then we can get creative in applying different machine learning techniques to maximize the potential of these machine learning algorithms to extract all possible information from the data that we might have that might be hidden under the data distribution. So that one can do. So hope that answers your queries, Sakshi. So when we do we have any other queries? Okay. There is a comment from Yakshit Bansal. Experimental research takes a lot more time in comparison to computational research. So how is it possible to keep up with the dry and wet lab results when the next steps are interdependent, or it's okay? Lot more time in comparison to, yes, that is correct. How is it possible to keep up with the dry and wet lab results when the next steps are interdependent on each other? I mean, when you have data, when you have wet lab data, so what your in silico approach or what dry lab data can do is it can narrow down your focus. It can give a confirmation of, or it can give a confirmation that across species or across a variety of different dimensions that you might not be able to test or check for wet lab results. So if your wet lab results are mostly, this is how it is, biological bench experiments are extremely focused for the system, for the assay, and for the analysis, and for the measurement. So when one does such an experiment, then one can see whether this can be generalized, whether this application, whether this finding can be generalized first across the system, if that is possible, to across the several effects that one studies. So that is what it can do. So by doing this, it can provide you very valuable clue and informations on how your next step of designing your experiments can be how you can design your next step of experiments using such methods or such methods. And also it can provide you, as I mentioned, a hint towards a generalization of your effect that you study using specific system or specific methods or experimental techniques that are specifically optimized for the system and some organisms or other variables that you currently consider. So I hope that answers your query, partly at least. So do we have any other questions? Keep going. This is excellent. Yeah, this is excellent session. So keep going. So that is what we will learn in this research internship or research fellowship program. So first you will, as Dr. Mohit has wonderfully explained in his presentation, you will learn the logic behind why we are doing such an analysis. So that to me is very, very important. So once you understand the logic and performing such an analysis in Tober Bioinfo platform can easily translate into coding free or yeah, bioinformatics without coding. So that actually takes the priority in my view, because if you understand the logic, and all of us are biologists, and all of us are researchers to some extent, and we would not have come this far without having logic behind our analysis or behind our understanding methods. So we have to apply the same logic in bioinformatics analysis also. So understand the logic behind applying several different methods, and the choice of the method, and choice of the data, and how these two translate into fine-tuning your research questions, and how you can maybe collect more data, or maybe subset the data that you already have to specifically answer and explore your questions. So such logic-based methods are extremely helpful for you when you extend your understanding of these analysis not only to current research project, but for your career as well. So when you encounter such situation in future, then you will quickly recollect the logic behind applying several different methods, and then pick and choose the correct method. And if some of you are interested in learning the coding background, or learning applying these methods using R or say Python, then we have a extremely friendly, user-friendly module-based system where each and every step is explained to you clearly on why we are performing such, executing this piece of code, and what it actually gives us, what output that it actually produces, and how to get to that output when we provide you with simple exercises like simple learn the code section, where we delete part of the syntax so that you can test yourself how well you have grasped the logic behind applying such methods using our coding, let's say, or using Python codes in our OmicsLogic platform. So any other queries regarding this, or any other general area?
All right, I think we're good, Dr. Raghav, and I think all of those who have joined has gained something from this, and it was great talking to you all, interacting with you all, and we hope that many of you would join the research fellow and become our research fellows, and we would work together with doing like really interesting stuff. So I'll now pass it on to Sonalika to conclude the session and share any links if that are necessary.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohit. I would like to reshare my screen just in a while. Okay, so if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box so that we can answer your questions and get you started. Okay, so if we have no more questions, then I believe we are good to end the meeting. And those who would like to get themselves enrolled, they can definitely reach out to Ms. Parshthar. She is our marketing associate, and she'll be able to get you enrolled in the program. And in case you would like to just go through all of the details that we shared today about the program structure, and also look at the recent research projects by our research fellows, then you can definitely go ahead and visit the page here. I've put the link in the chat box. Here you'll find all the details about the months for which the fellowship program or the internship program is available. Also, it is available for 4 months, though we have not mentioned it here. So those who are specifically joining from their sorry. So those who are specifically in their final years, they are supposed to work on their dissertation project and submit it by May, right? So that comes out to be 4 months, and that's why I just mentioned the 4 months duration of the internship program, where 3 months you'll be working on your project, and the last month, let's say, or the last 15 days will specifically be dedicated to your report writing part. Also, here on the page, you will be able to learn more about the mentors that are a part of the research fellowship program, and you can get your questions clarified from. And also to learn more about the project topics that you can work on, I would just like to share the landing page for the very same as well. The specialization tracks that Dr. Mohit explained very well today to us, to learn more about those specialization tracks and the type of data analysis that is possible to work in these specialization tracks. You can find the details on this page here. I'll put the link in the chat box for you all. Okay, so talking about these specialization tracks, you will be able to see the types of data analysis, or let's say the areas of analysis possible to learn from in there. And then you'll also learn about the example projects that we have already for a specialized field on the OmicsLogic Learn portal that you can go through and get some insights after learning about the particular type of data analysis, and understand how the skill set that you will be learning first could be applied to answer a real life research problem. So this is the page that you can refer to understand what type of projects you can work on. And also here towards the end, we have mentioned and also hyperlinked all of these research projects by our previous research fellows. And we have also had our research fellows from Amity University, Noida. Some of them were from also the South India, and also we had have research fellows from various parts of the world, including United States, United Kingdom, Dubai, and Turkey as well. So you will be able to explore the projects that we have worked upon here on the page, and also you can look at the projects that are submitted on the portal, just to have an idea of how this particular process will work for you as well. And you can anytime reach out to us on marketing@omicslogic.com, or call us on our company's number. I'll also put the number for you all in the chat box. It is 98761 34120. Thank you so much, Sparsh, for putting it up. So if we have no more questions, I believe we are good to end today's session, and we'll be looking forward to working with you all on your research project and have it up here on the portal. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day and a safer one as well.